Hello, I am Shalini from Parenting Matters, and I am going to talk to you about modifying our environment so that we can help our children to adjust to their new life. What is modifying our environment? It is to make changes in our homes so that we and our children can manage our emotions and our behavior better. Let me give you an example. If I wanted to lose weight, I would have to remove every unhealthy snack and sweet away from where I can reach them. That would help me feeling less tempted, and it would help me reach my goal faster. So what I have done is modified my environment so that I can manage my behavior of having junk food. What if we could do this? Change our environment, modify our environment when it is so necessary for our children. We expect our children to adjust to change, but the reality is that it is difficult. It makes them irritable, it makes them upset, it makes them cranky. And their meltdowns leave us feeling upset and angry. What if we could be aware our home is our children's home too? So how can we modify our environment to suit their needs and attend to their emotions? There is a very simple acronym which we parents can remember so that it would help us. ARC. A-R-C. Add, reduce, change. And it is the first step towards developing inner discipline. It is non-verbal. We don't say anything to the child, yet it is not passive. The parents are actually involved in tweaking the physical surroundings so that the children can be self-regulated and feel a new joy in their routine. So let us talk about ARC. Add, reduce, change. In add, we enrich our environment with things in such a manner that children's needs are met and they are less given to throwing tantrums. So if you want your child to watch less TV, we normally will put board games, we'll put puzzles, we'll put Play-Doh, art materials, art supplies, and maybe even small vessels. And we could even add ourselves, play with them, so that we spend time doing joyful activities together, if time permits. For older children, we look at providing them with age-appropriate games, like Mastermind, Truth Hurts. We could even put rings where they could throw in balls. We could even have a pull-up rod high on the doorway, so that they get some movement and some activity. As children grow, they need an area, even if for a limited time, just for their use, where they could do band practice, they could dance, or maybe a time in the kitchen, just for themselves, to bake cupcakes. Children who are growing appreciate space, shelves, racks, boxes to put their things away, to store jewelry. We could gift them an alarm clock so that they can become independent and wake themselves up on time. We could give them a whiteboard so that they can pin up things, they can write things on it. A softboard to pin up things on. A calendar so that they can pace themselves. A diary and a pen. It's a lovely gift for children to express their feelings and their thoughts. We could add family time every day, now that we're all together, and gratitude time. Reduce. If the child has too many things, too many distractions, he may be confused, may be irritated and cranky. So we can limit the environment to suit the child. If there are too many toys, we could sort them out. We could keep the ones that he likes. We could remove the ones that he has outgrown. And we could store the ones that we want to keep for sentimental value, or maybe we want to keep them. We could put them away on shelves so that they are properly arranged. For the number of classes that our children attend, if they are tired, overwhelmed, and are cranky, it's better to reduce this number of classes. Also, we could reduce the TV time, the use of gadgets before bedtime. For teenagers, it is very important for them to have their own space, their own private time. So when they are talking to their friends on the phone or watching something, we can agree with them to give them some time for themselves and reduce and remove ourselves from that environment. Now let us talk about change. Can we limit the number of no's we say to our children by changing the environment or by substituting one thing for another? Instead of saying no when they do things which are objectionable, let us provide them an alternative activity which is agreeable to us. For example, if the child wants to wear his own shoes and he's a little child and the laces are just not listening to him, let us replace it by Velcro. Let us help them by replacing junk food, which we get upset with, by healthy food. Let us take out the sharp objects and replace them with, say, a butter knife. Let us, if they want to cut vegetables and it's hard for them, let's give them boiled vegetables to cut. Let us change and child-proof our home for their safety and comfort. For older children to watch TV or when they are watching their gadgets, let's move things or let's move them to a common area where everyone can sit and they feel safer and we feel happy that they are amidst us. Planning routines and transitions. My colleagues have already talked about planning a routine and how to go about it. So I would like to very briefly say that routines give a sense of security. They fulfill the need for order in the child. And when the child knows what has to be done at which time, then there is less resistance to them doing it. Routines should be predictable. When there is a change in routine, the child has to be adequately prepared beforehand. When children are moving from one activity to the other, and that is transition time, we have to give them enough time to prepare. So, you have 5 minutes to put away all your toys before lunch. Children do not react instantly. They need time to respond and then they will cooperate if they are adequately informed. For older children, when they are planning their day and because they are independent, they need to be told well in advance if there are any changes in our programs. With adequate information, they are willing to make changes too. They are willing to listen and cooperate. We are doing the best that we can as parents with the knowledge available to us.